stop paternity fraud and the bullshit spin the media just put on this story? Let me show you. Today is February 2nd, 2016. Myself, along with Naomi, Brandon, and Kyle, all testified for the Brandon Jones Act in the Senate Law and Justice Committee, as well as the House Judiciary Committee. The same three people that opposed the bill in the Senate hearing are also the same people that opposed the bill in the House hearing. These are the three people that testified: David Ward, Chuck Alphabet Soup, and Rebecca Johnson. In that Senate hearing, they said things like this.
Fundamentally, we believe our Uniform Parentage Act should be centered on the child and the best interests of the child. And children need stability, they need support, they need to have some certainty in their lives about who their parents are. This bill would essentially deem a woman to have committed criminal fraud if a man is named on a paternity affidavit and he does not turn out to be the genetic father of the child. Allow paternity challenges at any point in a child's life. There are a lot of reasons why women may not be able to disclose to the genetic father.
Yeah, I'm really interested. What reason could there possibly be that the woman would not want to be honest with the child, number one, and the father who is not? What kind of reason could you possibly have for being dishonest?
Because she fears that she will be subject to domestic violence.
There's also the situation that Mr. Ward brought up about being fearful of violence within their primary intimate relationship.
Hearing something's going to happen is a completely different issue.
What other reason would a mother have to not want this bill to pass if she's committed paternity fraud?
Under this bill, women face both criminal and potentially civil liability for not disclosing all of their sexual partners.
Which led King 5 News to say this.
House Bill 2612, which would require mothers to tell the presumed father of other partners she had during the time of conception.
I can't imagine disclosing sexual partners. That's not the aim of this bill. The aim of this bill is to allow, in my mind anyway, a child to know who the parent would be. I think that's the right of the child. We talk a lot about the rights of the parents here, but we're talking about the child in this bill, and I would hope that regardless of who you're representing, that they would have understanding of that. I can't believe that you would think that it's not a right of a child to know the parentage. I have a hard time believing that. We talk about a lot about rights in this country. Don't you think the right to know who your parents are is kind of primal?
The House committee pointed out that nowhere in this bill does it say that women have to disclose their sexual partners. So what did the House committee have to say?
Representative Rodney. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm looking at the bill right now, and what section, directly to the section where it indicates that a woman has to disclose her sexual partners to... Can you pull that up, David?
Yes. I think it's not written into the statute.
I think that's quite a leap. Anytime anybody is giving a statement that is pursuant to any affidavit being signed, okay, and they're relying on something that's going to be put into that affidavit, anything that's said is unfocused to that affidavit itself. It's not going to be broadly construed to everything else in their life. It's going to be construed to that moment in time. That's the purpose of the affidavit.
I get it now, yeah. I mean, it's not saying that you'd have to disclose every sexual partner you've had in your life.
Did you catch that?
It's not saying that you'd have to disclose every sexual partner you've had in your life.
Under this bill, women face both criminal and potentially civil liability for not disclosing all of their sexual partners.
House Bill 2612, which would require mothers to tell the presumed father of other partners she had during the time of conception.
What section, directly to the section where it indicates that a woman has to disclose her sexual partners?
I think it's not written into the statute. It's not written into the statute. But
this is the lie and the spin that the media is going to put on this paternity fraud legislation. And then I want to jump to Mr. Alphabet Soup.
This law is a very significant change in case law and in statutory law. In family law, families are complex. Family law is complex. This law has taken one factor, and that one factor is DNA. DNA is absolute. People do commit fraud. People do lie. People lie all the time in family law.
Yeah, no shit. I've been saying that for a long time.
DNA is absolute.
Which led Senator Roach to respond with this.
You know, DNA is kind of a wonderful thing. It surely helps us in finding criminals. It helps us solve a lot of problems.
So in conclusion,
People do commit fraud, people do lie, people lie all the time in family law.
In the best interest of the child. This bill would essentially deem a woman to have committed criminal fraud.
Under this bill, women face both criminal and potentially civil liability.
People do commit fraud, people do lie, people lie all the time in family law.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I'd like to finish with this. The President of the United States stated that fathers need to step up to the plate. How do we step up to the plate if it's being taken away from us? I urge your support for the Brandon Jones Act, and thank you for your consideration and your time.
People do commit fraud, people do lie, people lie all the time in family law.